One of the goals of the podcast is to try to understand sports media. If there's someone in our current age who has gone the untraditional and then the traditional route and made it big, it's Ariel Helwani. I wanted to understand Helwani's rise from UFC to WWE to the NBA and a lot in between, which is why I asked him to be the main event. Ariel Helwani, welcome to the main event.
This is such a great honor for me. I do have to break the fourth wall really quickly. I was late, and this is like my number one faux pas all week. I'm booking guests myself. I'm my own booker. And so the idea of someone being late to my show gives me incredible anxiety. And so I did that to you. So I owe you and then some. It's a great honor for me to be here. I'm just happy that you still care about my career. There was a point where I felt like you cared, and then I felt like you forgot about me. So the fact that you still have my number.
When you left ESPN, that's what you felt.
Yeah, and that was it. That was it. And then it was
Well, when
just
you're
like,
at ESPN, you are somewhat more interesting, I think, in
wow,
terms
wow.
of
Geez Louise. I'm the same guy. I mean, I'm even more interesting now, I'd
well,
say.
that's why you're on,
Yeah,
because you
sort of.
have gone from doing your own thing to Fox, to ESPN,
Yeah.
to now, you have your own thing, but you're with a big company. So we'll get into let me ask you this before I have to
Sure,
do my
sure.
read, and this is apparently the low point, you showing up late for the interview, but
Oh,
how would you describe your career? Again, now you don't have to just
yep.
Cliff Notes version. How would you describe it?
My career uh has been a dream. If it ends tomorrow, I'll be very disappointed. So, yes, it's been a dream, but I still have so much more to do that I want to do. I feel like I've just scratched the surface. It has been filled with some tremendous highs, things that I wouldn't even dare to dream, and also some tremendous obstacles and some improbable lows. But overall, in short, if you would have told 12-year-old me that, at almost 43, this would be your life, I would have fainted. So in very short, it has been a dream come true.
We're going to get into those highs and lows in a moment. We're sponsored by WSC Sports. WSC Sports asset management capabilities have been added to the platform out of the box for no extra cost for all clients, old and new. No longer do you need to juggle or pay for multiple tools to complete your content workflows. It all happens in one place. Go to WSC Sports in the show notes or your email. Click the link, yellow demo, and tell them Marchand sent you. Listen to the whole podcast, AndrewMarchand.com, AndrewMarchand.com. All right, let's start with the highs. When we talk about your career, what are the biggest highs?
Well, there's obviously been a lot. I mean, when I decided to do this, I went to Syracuse in 2001, and I'm for the first time in my life surrounded by kids who have the same dream as I did. When I grow up, when I'm growing up in Montreal, uh, no one wants to be a sports broadcaster or sports journalist, but now all of a sudden I'm in that, in that pressure cooker that is Newhouse, and everyone has the same dream. So I say, I'm going to go down the combat sports path. I'm going to be the Howard Cosell of MMA. That's what I told my parents in 2001. And there's moments along the way. When I got the Fox job in 2011, that felt like, okay, I graduated. I'm on TV now. Holy smokes, this is unbelievable. At one point, I felt like the apex of my life was getting the ESPN job. I remember getting the email and started to cry, and I called my dad because that was the dream at one point. This deal that I did recently with Yahoo was a big deal. Getting to cover the Olympics, very big deal. And so those were some incredible highs. I'd be remiss if I also don't mention the first time I got to work the sidelines for an NBA game. It was Mike Breen, Jeff Van Gundy, and me in New Orleans. I'm a lifelong diehard NBA fan, a lifelong diehard New York Knicks fan. Do you know how surreal that is? Do you know how surreal it is for a kid from Montreal, a Jewish kid from Montreal who dreams of this stuff? It's so improbable that you're asked to go to dinner the night before the game with Mike Breen and the producer of the show. And then I mentioned to Mike, hey, I've never been to New Orleans before. There's this place that sells beignets called Cafe du Monde. He's like, oh, you've never been? Let's go. And it's me and Mike Breen. I just met this man 2 hours prior having beignets together. He couldn't have been I could do an hour on just Mike Breen alone. And so like those moments for me are surreal, and I'm just very grateful and thankful for them.
To listen to the full podcast, upgrade AndrewMarchand.com, AndrewMarchand.com. Your background is very interesting. And there's a question that when you listen to the archive, and there's a lot in there, I always ask everyone, what shaped you growing up to be Ariel Helwani? What formed you?
That's a great question.